Mr. Truck?
Yes, sir.
I'm wide open.
Wow.
The bank's gauge is telling me I'm between 98 and 100% load, which just basically means, you know, she's giving you all it's got, Captain. Right?
Yeah. Okay, Scotty, give her all she's got.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what lane is that semi?
I don't know, but because the lane markings are not very
he's
visible.
in your lane, by golly, he wants to meet you.
This brand new Ram 1500 Rebel GT is devilishly good. Look at this red color. But it's an off-road truck. In this video, however, we're gonna put it to the toughest towing test, load it up to the max. And with me to do this is my friend.
Oh, it's Mr. Truck.
Hey, dude.
What's happening,
Good to see you, man. Look at what we're towing.
Yes, a cat. I love cats.
Yes.
I've had a lot of these skid loaders. I love them.
We're maxing out the Ram Rebel GT
Yes.
on the Ike Gauntlet.
Super Ike, 10,300 pounds.
Let's do this.
Mr. Truck, are you ready to descend the world's toughest towing test in the Rebel?
I'm ready. I'm so excited about being on a Super Ike. A Super Ike.
Yes. So once again, we are popping out of the tunnel at 50 miles an hour, and it's a 60 mile an hour speed limit.
Yes. And you're going to hit the brakes at 61? Okay.
The way we, of course, as always, we measure downhill performance by the number of brake applications that we have to do.
Yes.
Tow haul mode is on, and here's my first, right there. Here's my first brake application.
Okay, I got it. I got it recorded.
So we're showing you many different gauges. We have temperatures we're monitoring. Oh, look, I'm glad it downshifted this way. It's almost at 4,500 RPM.
Wow, that's good. I mean, grade shift should work. It doesn't always work on these trucks, but I'm glad this one's working.
The snow is melting, Mr. Truck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of water here.
Oh no, this is that Hemi, 5.7 Hemi with e-torque.
So we've towed with the Hemi before.
Yes, we have. Well,
but this is a little bit different, right? Because this is the GT model.
GT, yes.
Yeah.
So you know it's got?
What?
It's got a Mopar cold air intake, and we think it's got a Mopar exhaust because it's loud. It's very loud. You got to get the special mics just to drive it.
So, but that's good because it's breathing in cooler, hopefully cooler air.
It should give you more power, and I think they do rate them just a hair bit higher.
Yeah.
For having the GT package, but yeah, it's awesome. Yep, this is a towing machine.
And we are also maxing it out, and we did everything correctly because they have two rating actually for weight distribution hitch and no weight distribution hitch.
Right, and we go with weight distribution, so this thing can tow as a Super Ike 10,300 pounds.
I have to hit the brake again.
Okay, 2. There's my meter.
Your official meter?
My official meter is peace, baby. Peace.
Yes.
Ooh, the truck ramp is full of snow. I guess we can't use those today. Look at that deep snow on the truck ramp.
So I made a promise to TFL Truck audience, you guys, that we're gonna have a new Ike Gauntlet every Saturday.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of Ike Gauntlets.
And the audience wanted you. They wanted to see you also.
Me?
Yes.
Well, cool. I'm here.
MrTruck.com, right?
Yes. But you know what? You're the new Mr. Truck. I'm the old Mr. Truck. I'm kind of handing it over to you because you're such a truck specialist now. So you're the new Mr. Truck.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm the old.
I don't.
You'll do more of these than I will. But good gosh, that means you got to have 52 trucks in a year. How you going to do that? No, is it 52 weeks? You got 52 trucks now?
Yeah, how am I going to find 52 trucks?
Well, that's SUVs, that's minis, mids, whatever the hell there is out there. The Super Duties, Heavy Duties, the 550s, all that stuff.
Well, we'll see how it goes because in July we're celebrating 10 years of the Ike Gauntlet. So maybe we can go through July and then we'll see what happens. But we really want to test these trucks to the maximum and let you know exactly how they perform.
Right, we're the test dummies. That way you can know what your top limit is. And that's why we like to do that top limit. Holy cow, how fast is the RPMs?
About 5 grand.
Yeah, this thing's really whistling there.
We've seen this engine before, right?
Several times, yes.
Yes, it's an oldie but goodie. 5.7 liters of Hemi V8.
Yeah, 395 horsepower and 410 torque.
And Ram has kept this rating through the years.
Yeah.
Gosh, maybe 10 years?
Probably.
What would you say?
That would make sense to me, 10 years.
And 8-speed automatic is still here. And if you're looking on top of it, this is the Rebel GT airflow box.
Yes, cold air intake. Man, why don't you put a shaker on there? I think a shaker would be cool on top of there.
Yeah, what about the shaker?
Yeah, cut a hole in the hood. Yeah, anyway. No, that's cool. That gives you a little more power, a little more
Oomph.
yeah, and coolant. Go and figure it out with the exhaust, because it has a special exhaust. Look at the new trailer. Andre bought a new trailer. This is so cool. The other one was starting to fall apart, ramps were breaking, everything else. But this one is from Big Tex. It's 20 feet long. It's a tilt trailer. That's what I've got, tilt trailers. I love tilt trailers. And if you notice in the front, those are the spring arm brackets for the weight distributing hitch. Andre painted them. He's really into this thing, man. He loves this trailer. This is so cool. Spare tires where it should be. You can throw the chains in the front, and you can unload easily. And these are 7,000 pound axles, so you got 14,000 GVW, which is what you need to test these trucks. And this is cool, and the weight is this cat skid loader. I love these puppies, but a tilt trailer means the back end, hits the ground, and that's why it's leveled up, and oh, it's cool. It's got the easy lube axles, all the stuff I like about it. This is actually a good looking trailer. I think Andre did really well with this. The new test trailer for TFL Truck.
We wanted to help us, we want to save the brakes because we may need them. This is a 7% grade, 8-mile run. At the top of the world. That's why it's the world's toughest towing test.
That's true, and that's why this thing, that's red line's 5,000, so it's not going to let it go over that. So
no, actually the red line
is over 5,000.
Number 3.
Okay, 3.
So the red line on the good old 5.7 is 5,800.
Really? Wow,
Yes.
I did not remember that. Wow.
Well, I was just looking at the data.
That's good. That's good, because that means you're not hitting anywhere near there. And see, too, this engine is designed to go up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So people might ask you, well, is that hard on the engines racing them that high of RPMs? And you would say, what?
I would say it's a modern engine.
Yes.
And if this was 35 years ago, I would say it's probably going to be hard on the engine.
Yes.
But I've talked to many engineers from GM, Ram, and Ford, and they torture test these engines in development.
Yeah.
They run them all day long at redline, and they switch and go back and forth, and these engines stand up to that.
Well, that's great. Well, with the automotive, it doesn't let you go past 5,000. You're not really hurting anything. If it's sucking up fuel, well, I guess it's not going downhill. You're not sucking up fuel. I don't know if this one defuels like a GM does or not when it hits that stuff, but these are cool. These have been around such a long time. I'm surprised the Hemi has lasted this long, and everybody seems to want to switch engines.
Yeah.
When is that next engine series coming out? Whatever that inline 6 is?
We don't know, because they do have a new inline 6 twin turbo or bi-turbo.
Yeah.
They call it the Hurricane.
Oh, it's a bi-turbo.
Yeah, it's got 2 of them in their high output. Oh, another one.
Is that 3 or is that 4?
That's number 4 now.
There we go. I'm caught up with you. So this is not like a bipolar. That's 6 anyway.
Yeah, but Ram hasn't announced the Hurricane engine for the Ram truck.
Well, yeah, it's in that SUV,
It's
that
in
giant
the
SUV.
Grand Wagoneer.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
Which they share a lot of parts. They share chassis. And I think Ram owners really love the V8, and I can agree.
I know, it's a great sound. It's great. I remember when Ford used to do that. They used to put all their new engines coming out on the Lincolns for a while. Then they would find it, give it to everybody else. But I understand that theory, because the truck market is so important to these manufacturers. You don't want to screw that up.
Yeah.
So this truck has a lot of towing, but Mr. Truck, look, 1,335 pounds of maximum payload. I think we're maybe a hair over with the tongue weight. And
Could be.
2 of us. But you've lost a lot of weight.
I have. I've lost, once upon a time, I lost 60 pounds.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So this has 10,870 pounds of max towing.
Okay.
And we're just under that. But because we're pushing on the truck with about 1,000 pounds of tongue weight, you and I are getting close to maxing out the payload
Well, I
here.
try to lean forward, try to transfer weight forward. Now tell me this, why is it that these half tons have such a close payload to the mid-size?
I don't...
What? Why?
I don't know. And this is not just Ram. This is all of them.
all of them.
This is all of them.
They should have much more payload than a midsize.
Yeah, or even a Maverick.
Oh, I know.
Ford Maverick.
Crying out, was that 1200 or some stupid thing?
Yes.
My gosh.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say, about 4 months ago, you and I tested the brand new Toyota Tundra Hybrid with the same, almost identical load. We were towing our skid steer, and that did 11 brake applications.
Wow, that was their most expensive model too.
Yes.
How does that compare to this one?
Well, on price, we'll mention that later.
Oh.
But so far, 4 brake applications, right?
Yes, 4.
No, another one. 5.
5. Well,
But we're almost done.
Yeah, we are. That's actually really good. And this is an 8-speed automatic.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's always a controversy between 10-speed, 8-speed, 6-speed, 7-speed. And Ram does really well with 6-speed on diesel, and they do really well with an 8-speed on their gas truck. So I'm not going to complain. This is that German 8-speed.
Yeah, the ZF or ZF.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah. Depends on where you're from. You can say ZF or ZF.
I'm still trying to learn German. I got a German girlfriend, and I don't understand it.
There you go.
But yes.
So this is 5 so far?
5.
And we're almost done.
Yes.
We are done. We're kind of leveling off.
This is one of the better ones for great shifting and holding the gear, and wrapping it up there, which I guess it can be with no problems. It just makes a lot of noise.
I am highly impressed. This is really, the Rebel GT is an off-road truck, right?
Right.
And I'm really impressed that we're done. Now this is the exit. So officially 5 brake applications
5 is very
versus
good.
11 on the Tundra.
Yes. These guys have their stuff together, by golly.
So, and this is an off-road ready truck that will tow 10,300 pounds. That's what it's rated for.
Yeah, it's a Rebel. It's made to go off-road.
And
It's got skid plates all over it.
Yeah, I'm
All-terrain
really impressed. And it stayed cool. Oil temps are about 239, trans temp 188, and coolant is about 201. And we're also using the Banks Data Monster, the iDash, to also record some data, and so we have a backup. Let's take a pause and then go up the mountain.
Okay.
This is a fully loaded Ike Gauntlet, and we're using the strongest hitch out there, Gen Y hitch. We've been using them for years and years. Full steel, height adjustable, and strong. I have a weight distribution attachment. Thank you, Kent, for noticing that I painted the L-shaped brackets. This offers not just weight distribution, so the weight is more evenly distributed between the trailer and the truck, but also a little bit of sway control, mechanical sway control. I interrupt this video to tell you that this truck, a 1990 GMC 1-ton common swapped 4x4, is on sale right now at tflbids.com. It belongs to my friend David, so use the link in the description below. Check it out. This is cool.
All right, Mr. Truck. So the downhill performance on the Rebel GT was amazing.
Yes.
Really good. But what about the uphill? Because this is a lot of weight we're pulling.
Well, yeah, but this has got, its modifications, cold air intake, the special exhaust. So I think we get a little more oomph. And it's got e-torque, man.
So you ready? So at 35, I'm going to hit it.
Okay.
And ready? And now.
Okay. We're going. We're timing our way up this hill.
So we're doing 2 things also. We're measuring the trip up the mountain, right?
Yes.
MPG, according to the truck. But we're also measuring the fuel efficiency of the entire loop from our office and back.
Well, that's good. That's a good way to do it, because it's going to get better going down, worse going up. That's good. That's good.
There was 60. How many seconds? About 20.
26.
Yeah, so it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
But I'm glad that this has a 33-gallon tank. For one thing, go up here in the mountains. I'm also glad it's got was it a 392?
Yeah.
That means we've got some balls. I mean, we've got some low-end torque.
Yeah, we do. And that's how you can get the maximum.
Exactly.
The maximum towing numbers.
You need those lower gears to do that, even with an 8-speed.
I'm driving through a river right now. What is happening to me?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, there was a lot of melting snow. This is almost springtime.
This is how my yard's been for 2 months. Solid snow. We're hoping it melts someday.
Yeah.
It's like living in Alaska.
So right now I'm not having issues keeping the speed. And a lot of you commented in the past with Ram trucks they're always at 4.7. You see this? 4.7 mpg.
Oh, really?
I don't know why, but at open throttle, it likes to stay there.
Wow.
So that's why we're going to do the big loop and see what the big fuel efficiency is too.
Now, this is 4-corner air too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty smooth ride.
Isn't it?
This is pretty shitty road. This is better on this side. The other side's got grooves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like 4-corner air. I'm a big fan.
So air suspension, it's got Duratrack tires, which are, kind of grippy and kind of beefy.
Yeah, it's part of that GT package or whatever it is, because it's got,
Well, I think all Rebels have the option for that tire.
Yeah.
But the GT, maintains that tire, which is really, but it's also a little bit squishy and a little bit, kind of comfortable.
Well, holy cow, stuff's flying all over.
This is what we're talking about when we're saying air suspension. 4-corner air, height adjustable, so this truck adjusts automatically, or there's also a switch to bring it up and down. And we still have about 1.5 inches before the bump stop hits the axle. And I think this is why we've been seeing a really comfortable towing experience.
Of course, this is a regular mirror, not a towing mirror. I like the towing mirrors. I love the new ones they put on the heavy duties. It's gorgeous. It's so much an improvement. Power, everything. But yeah, these are, you can see how wide these are. Actually, they're pretty adequate for this trailer, especially where we can see over the fenders. It's not like a box or an RV. It's a flatbed. So these you can work. And it's got the spotter mirror on both sides.
Mr. Truck?
Yes, sir.
I'm wide open.
Wow.
The Banks gauge is telling me I'm between 98 and 100% load, which is basically means, she's giving you all it's got, Captain. Right?
Yeah. Okay, Scotty, give her all she's got.
Yeah.
Oh, what lane is that semi in?
I don't know, but
tell.
Because the lane markings are not very
he's
visible.
in your lane, by golly, he wants to meet you. Real close.
I don't want to meet him. I mean, he's a nice guy or gal.
Yeah, he did have a little more runway, but he didn't want to use it.
So, Mr. Truck?
Yes.
You know how over the last few years we've been doing these tests? And, like the EcoBoost, Fords, and some of the big displacement 6.2 liter Chevys,
right.
GM trucks, and some others. Sometimes we have to do partial throttle, right? Because they have too much power.
Right. You wouldn't let me drive that fast. I could go 80 in a lot of those, but you wouldn't.
Well, this is the maximum speed we're going. Because I'm using 100% throttle, and we're staying at 60.
Well, is that a good safety thing?
I'm not kidding.
But so, what are you saying? What's your conclusion?
I'm saying, I'm concluding that at maximum load, which we haven't really done before on this truck, on this Hemi,
right?
It's actually enough weight to almost slow this Hemi down.
Well, apparently it did, yeah. And that's probably a good, safe way to do it. That saves you a little fuel, maybe.
Well, so here's the thing. About power, right? Because you want to be safe. Right, so if you need to pass somebody, like that semi-truck we just passed,
right, you need a little more oomph, yeah.
And we're able to do it right now. I'm keeping up with traffic. Yeah. I don't feel too nervous yet. And I feel like, but right now I don't have an extra. Right, I don't have anything extra.
And that's a little bit worrisome because sometimes you have to go past the speed limit to pass somebody. But, it all depends on, what your philosophy is on that.
So if the truck can perform well here, it will perform well anywhere.
That's true. And that's what you want to know when you're buying a truck. Is this going to work? Because I get that question a lot. People say, well, can I really go over the passes with it? Can I get over 50 miles an hour? What gear will I be in? And this is what we do this. And do you know what gear we're in?
Well, let me check. Third.
Okay, well, that's about where it should be for this kind of a load.
Oh, it's accelerating a little.
Oh,
I think we caught a little bit of a break in
62.
the incline.
Holy. Whoa, we're whooping.
Well, we don't want to be too much over the speed limit.
Okay.
Oh, and now the incline once again gained.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. So 59.
And right now it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
Yeah. Beautiful weather.
And I'm mentioning the temperature because we often... I want to tell you this because, the engine may perform differently when it's hotter or colder, right?
Right.
And it has to do with air density. And according to the Banks gauge, we're at about 70% of sea level.
Really?
So we lost about 30% air density.
Yeah.
Which that means we lose power, right?
Sure. And then we're hitting the rough road, the place where the truck chains demolish this road every winter.
Okay.
We're hitting that spot.
And the suspension is still wonderful,
Yeah,
I would
it is.
say.
It's good. Otherwise, we'd be hitting hard. We're not hitting hard.
All right, so can you do the sound check for me, please?
Sure.
We want to see how loud or quiet this truck is. I'm going to shut up.
I'm going to call it at 72.
Okay, and actually we went over a pothole.
Yeah.
Usually that's louder than just a normal
Yeah,
pavement.
it was just playing 69.
And then it went to 72?
Yeah, it went to 72, but it held there. It held there for quite a while, so that's...
Mr. Truck, I'm still impressed by that because the engine is screaming at about 5,000 RPM. And let me see if I have runway. Yes, I do have runway here. There's no traffic.
That's interesting because, going down the hill, doing our brake application, we were running at 5,000. Now we're doing 5,000 going up the hill. So that must be... This Ram likes 5,000.
It just likes it.
Mr. Truck, this truck is very capable, but there is one more issue I want to discuss.
It's not free.
No, and it has to do with this.
It's a loaded GT, by golly, yes.
Yeah, so the price is high. What is the price?
76,675 smackaronis.
It happens to be the same as the Toyota Capstone Tundra hybrid. Fully loaded truck we tested. And this is a fully loaded Rebel, and the trucks are getting expensive.
And we're towing the same weight. So, that makes you wonder, why is it that high?
Well, you don't have to. You can skip a few packages and lower this price. I would.
I'm sure you could, but that Capstone, the Toyota, is like maxed out on options.
Well, you could go here, but I would delete like the night package, the midnight package.
Yeah.
I could delete a couple more things and bring the price down.
Yeah, and there's some good, like these tonneau covers. It's cheaper to buy those to the factory. I like that.
The MPG is still showing at 4.7. I guess Rams, that's what they do. They show 4.7 no matter what you're doing.
And it sounds like we're still in third gear.
Yes, and we're decreasing. The speed is falling. I'm still wide open.
Oh, we're almost to the top.
So we really taxed this one.
Yes, this was a good run.
Are you ready to hit the timer?
I am.
And I'll tell you when. Now.
8:04.
Okay, almost.
That's very good.
Almost
very
a benchmark run because 8 minutes would be perfect.
Yeah, it's only 4 tenths or 4 seconds, whatever that is. That's good. We'll call that good.
So even though I was maxed out on my throttle, we still were able to maintain basically a safe speed up the mountain. And 4.7 was the MPG. And once again, we'll tell you what happens after the entire 150-mile trip.
So now we've done the downhill, we've done the uphill. Now we have to rate the truck and close down.
Cool, and you got a new rating system?
Yeah, out of 5 stars, what are we gonna give this truck? So the first star is for downhill performance, which was stellar, 5 brake applications.
5, it was wonderful, that was very good.
So that's 1 star.
Yes.
On the uphill, I wanna say it did the 8 minutes, 4 seconds.
Yes, that's good.
Relatively good efficiency. So I wanna give it a full star.
So 60 miles an hour, maxed out, and you're on a 60 mile an hour zone.
Yes.
How do you pass anybody if you ever need to pass somebody? What do you do, Andre, in that situation?
But that is the speed limit. I cannot exceed the speed limit.
You can't pass somebody. You're allowed by law to exceed the speed limit when you pass somebody. Otherwise, we'd never pass anybody.
So you don't want to give it a full star?
Well, I agree with most of that.
I want to take off.
That's just my point. If you can explain that away, how if you're at the maximum speed limit and you have nothing more to give, how does that work if you really need to pass somebody? I want to know is all.
Okay, let's take off a quarter for that.
Okay.
Now the third star out of 5 is about towing features. So hitch, how easy it is to hook up, brake controller, cameras. And this truck's got most of that except for those chain hookups.
But the brake controller's in the right spot. There's a lot of things I like about it. The mirrors are adequate for this trailer.
So I would take off a quarter star once again for those a little bit hard to reach chain hookups.
Right.
Okay, I have to kind of reach down. So it's not awful, but it's still a little bit problematic.
They're not as bad as Ford is. Go ahead. Yes, that's okay.
So there you have it. So 3/4 star there.
Yeah.
And 4th star is about suspension, squat, and handling.
Huh, it's got air ride. What else can you want? Give it 4 or 5 stars. I don't care. I love it. 4-corner air ride's good.
Okay.
It stays level. It's not the squat crap.
Perfectly level.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a star.
Yes.
And finally, overall efficiency. So we're at about 6.3 right now.
fuel mile per gallon.
Overall, it might get better by the time we get back. So the efficiency is poor, I would say. Not great.
Yeah, it's just a little, I'd say it's a little below average just for a gas engine.
But it's got a 33-gallon tank,
wonderful.
which gives you a little bit more range.
Yeah.
So I cannot give it a full star.
No.
Half a star.
Okay, let's do that.
Here's the final damage for the trip from Boulder up to the mountain and back. 8.2 mpg in the Ram.
So overall, it's 4 out of 5 stars.
I think it's a very fair judgment of the truck. And there's so many things I liked about it.
It did really well.
Yeah, there you go.
And as always, go back to oldtfl.com and
store.mrtruck.com for all your hitch needs.
there you go. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for watching.